State Representative and House Minority Leader Andrew Collins. Thanks for joining us for 4029 on the record. Representative Collins, what are some of the accomplishments for the Democrats this year?
Well, look, you got to know first and foremost, the Democrats are in a super minority position in Arkansas. So we're limited in what we can do as far as putting our agenda into place. That said, we came out with a strong message early on that we were going to fight for regular Arkansans when it comes to public education, maternal health, mental health, defending our democracy, and just trying to help people economically. And we did that. And we put forward a large number of bills. I think many of those bills got a lot of attention, got a lot of interest from people, and we were successful in getting some of those bills through. The other role that we have to play that's a really important role is for us to stand up and say no when we see things coming down from the Republican majority that we disagree with. And sometimes we were successful in working with other Republicans to stop some things that were harmful. For example, a tax on the Buffalo River, a prison project that was going to cost potentially over $1 billion and wasn't very well thought out. Those were things that we pushed back and we said no, and we were successful in stopping those for now. On other issues, we still said no, and we weren't successful just because our numbers aren't there. Things like eroding our direct democracy, making it harder for citizens to get something on the ballot, almost impossible. We fought against that. Some Republicans joined us, not enough. Ultimately, what we're going to need to have a real successful session and a real successful year is more numbers. And we look forward to hopefully seeing some rebalancing in our state.
You mentioned one thing, just Democrats battling with the Republican supermajority in the legislature. One issue you guys have been clashing a lot on is education with the Arkansas Access Act. What would you like to see for the future of education in Arkansas?
Well, here's the thing. We have a wonderful public school system in our state, but we cannot take it for granted, and we can't undermine it. And that's exactly what we're doing with this massive, expensive private school voucher system that has been rolled out over the last couple of years and is now going universal. It's just, frankly, a terrible idea to take public money and spend it on private schools. Most of the time, it's people who don't need a subsidy from the government, but that's exactly what they're going to get. They were already going to private schools, and now they get more money to go there. Ultimately, that's a benefit to private schools, which is fine. I don't have anything against private schools, but we have our public school system, and it definitely needs our support. And so for us to actively undermine it by doing this voucher scheme is a bad idea. I am completely opposed to that. I think we need to, if we could put that genie back in the bottle, we should. It's going to be very difficult now that we've rolled out this benefit to people to take it away. That's just the reality of it. But not only do you have the issues with not supporting our public school system in this way, but frankly, the cost, and especially in a time when we have reduced federal revenue coming in, we have stressors on our economy from all kinds of different things, both state and nationally. That cost is going to be a huge burden on our taxpayers in the upcoming years. So it's something I'm watching with a lot of concern. And I do think that when it comes to public education, that's a huge difference between the Democrats, and we favor supporting public education, opposed vouchers, and the Republican majority, which, while there are some exceptions, has largely supported this voucher scheme.
I want to circle back on one topic you touched on, and that's the prison, the Franklin County Prison, and there's been a lot of controversy. What do you think will be the future of that prison next year?
Well, I think that it's very clear to me, and probably most people, that the governor's all full speed ahead and trying to get this prison done in this particular spot where the people of Franklin County have made it very clear they largely do not want that prison there at the same cost, with the labor pool that just doesn't exist to serve the needs of that prison in that place. There are other plans that have been out on the table. I do think that we have an overcrowding issue, and there are some kind of smaller bore solutions, maybe where there's enough of a workforce to support it, where maybe the people would support it. I do think unless something changes, they're going to continue to push for this exact plan in this exact form. And I don't really see a lot of change in the opposition to it. Certainly not on our side. I mean, I think our party, for the most part, has been pretty clear in opposing this plan as it currently stands, and I will certainly continue to oppose it. I think the bigger issue, by the way, where you put the prison is one thing, but we have an over-incarceration problem in our state. We just lock people up at one of the highest rates in the entire world. Meanwhile, public safety is suffering because we're not putting people in prison. We're not getting those people off the streets who should be off the streets. So we should really be investing, in my opinion, in quality policing and solving crimes and getting crime reduced. Prison expansion is not actually solving crime. And so I just want to make sure that that point is made because we do have a public safety problem. We're not addressing it. We're distracting when we focus on building more prison space.
What are some of the goals for the Democratic Party in 2026?
Well, I think number one, we're going to have a fiscal session coming up. We're going to try to hold the line on some of these outrageous spending items, things like vouchers, which are climbing, things like this prison. We are concerned about cuts to healthcare that are coming down from the federal level and some on the state side. We're going to be pushing back very hard on that because people are seeing premiums rise because of these changes. People are seeing their healthcare being lost. Hospitals are going to probably be forced to close in some cases. It's about to be a very difficult time for healthcare because of these Republican policies, which frankly we disagree with. And then I think once we turn into the summer and into the fall, we'll be focusing on these elections. And my goal is to pick up some seats in the House and in the Senate, in the State House and Senate. That's where I'm focused because, of course, I'm in the House. But I also think that's a real opportunity. If we can just rebalance a little bit, get a few more Democrats in there, we can actually have a working partnership